And we are live, folks, with me from Amanda's Utopia and Clint right next to me. Is it this way? Which way do I have it? I, this way.
Yes.
It's Clint from Read Readers.
Hi.
And we are talking the Housemaid is watching today. And all these pages.
Or the fever dream.
Right? There are so many comparisons to this in a particular TV show, which I will be mentioning very soon.
And I can tell you who's who from the TV show, too.
Oh. Hey, Camilla. So
Hey.
glad you joined us. Even if you haven't read the book and you're here for all the vibes, that's cool too. We will be talking spoilers. So if you don't mind spoilers, we will you can stay for the discussion all the way through. Hey, Karina. I finished this one an hour ago. Oh,
Yay! Wow. You actually finished it. Yay! Didn't know if you were going to.
Yeah, I definitely have thoughts. So, as you're coming in, please tell us what you rated this book, because I am very curious.
I will say.
Want to start with your rating?
I will say I am currently sitting at a soft 4-star. It may change because right now I'm feeling like the 3.5 sounds more like what this book should be, but the twists really shocked me in a couple of spots. So that's why I'm at a soft 4 for this. Do you want me to mention the show?
Yeah, go right ahead.
For this soft, Desperate Housewives Wattpad retelling. That's all I could think the entire time I was reading until we got to part 3?
I didn't think of the Wattpad retelling part, but yes, I agree.
Yes, up until part 3. I was like, it's a Wattpad retelling of
Desperate Housewives.
Desperate Housewives.
Because the whole first half of the book, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Because Suzette is Lynette. Millie and her husband are the Millie, I kept thinking was like Eva Longoria's character. And you had the nosy freaking neighbor chick was that, oh, I don't remember her name in the show, was that annoying little woman that I wanted to punch all the dang time. But yeah.
So I decided to rate this 3.5 stars, but that could also change. I was bored a little bit in the beginning, in the first couple of parts, so I felt like we were just watching an episode of Desperate Housewives. And then once we got like a little bit farther in, it started to get better for me. However, the most of the ending I predicted from like what was it, part 3, I think?
Mm-hmm.
Part 3, we were getting into that. I predicted something that ended up coming true. And like this is gonna happen, and then she's gonna protect him, and it's gonna be her. Yeah, so I pretty much predicted most of the ending. However, the last couple of pages, that I did not see coming.
Hello. I will say, out of all of these, I do think this has the strongest outro line.
Yeah.
For the series of like wrapping up the whole series in like one line.
Right.
So I thought that was nice.
Hey, Nikki.
Hey, Nikki.
So glad you're here. Trust me, it was a struggle.
It really
it
was.
It was at first. Green has stars.
Holy!
What?
Sorry, what? I just saw an unhaul pile that I wasn't expecting to see. Sorry.
You startled me. I'm like, the vote.
one piece is missing. Sorry, I did not mean to startle you. I just have to glance over with, holy crap.
On the phone call, we'll be back soon. Alrighty. Hey Karina, I read it a while back. LOL, I rated it a 4, so let the carnage commence.
Love it.
Hey Nikki. Nice. Hi Lily. I'm checking my notes to see what that star rating I gave book 3. I love the Desperate Housewives vibe. Yep, same.
I mean, it wasn't Desperate Housewives in a bad way. Once I got past knowing it was Desperate Housewives, I started to enjoy it a little bit more for its ridiculousness because I expected it. So,
right. Yeah.
It wasn't in a bad way.
I love how everyone's saying hi to each other. Please remember your name is 1 or 2 L's. Hey Jay. I have 3 pages left, but I'm sitting at a 3-star right now. I'm quite disappointed. Yeah, honestly I feel like this is the weakest out of the series, but we will get to that. Hey. My name is 2 L's. Thank you for asking. Nice.
Cute.
I ended up giving it 3.5 stars. Yep, that's what I gave it. Thank you, Camilla. I have a bad memory, so I wanted to make sure. Right, so might as well just dive right into the questions.
Yes.
So let me pull up those. I think those are the housemaid's secret questions. Let me skip that. Okay. Oh, actually, let's go to this one, then we'll go to that one. The prologue starts with a bang. Blood on the narrator's hands and a dead body on the floor. Who did you think was narrating the scene when you first read it?
I thought it was Millie.
I did too.
And I thought maybe it might have been Enzo. And I was like, I paused after I read the prologue and went, Bryce is going to be really upset if this is Millie killing Enzo at the very beginning.
Yeah. Because all the most of the start of the other books started off with Millie, so I figured it must be Millie again.
And the fact that we didn't find, when we found out who it was at the very, very end.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah, Millie. Thought it was Millie or Enzo. Millie. I might have enjoyed that plotline, Clint.
I mean.
Yep, Millie.
Enzo was not Enzo in this book, and that.
Actually, we'll save this one for last. I think.
Okay.
We'll go to this one. The promise of a new happy family on Locust Street seemed too good to be true. What first set your alarm bells ringing?
The fact of the neighbors. There's one standing watching and from inside of her house, and then you had the really nice, way too bubbly of a neighbor. There's something wrong with her because it's a thriller and she's too bubbly. Usually there's something hidden behind that woman. Especially, I've learned with Frieda McFadden, if they're too bubbly, there's something wrong. Especially if they're very much about garish and lavish and things. Especially with this.
That's what immediately
series.
set me off with the Desperate Housewives vibes. Immediately when Suzette came out, I'm like, Desperate Housewives right away.
Instantly, my head went, "Oh my god, it's Lynette from Desperate Housewives." Oh, I'm gonna want to smack this woman at some point during this book. And the fact that she changed her attitude the minute Enzo walked over, and she was just like, "Oh my god, hi." I'm like, get your filthy paws off our man.
Right? And then that other neighbor who, like, was obsessed with her son and had him on a leash. Like, what
Oh,
the?
I get being overprotective of your child.
I mean,
The
yeah.
fact that she demanded to see his health records before she would allow her son to hang out with Millie's son. Listen.
Right? That was so weird. I'm like, what? Definitely too good to be true. The neighbors. Yep. If we're talking about Million, it ends up being a happy family. Yes. Oh.
I mean,
I'm surprised they even finished because I don't care for any of these characters since book one. To be honest. Oh,
I,
Carino.
I will say in this, my favorite character was her daughter.
Yeah, I liked her.
And she kind of gave me some book
Very
runs.
intelligent. That's kind of what gave it away for me, actually. Definitely too good to be true. Because why buy a house knowing you don't have the money? First of all,
If you can't
exactly.
afford it, why are you buying it?
Well, they did say they got like a heck of a deal on it because nobody else wanted to buy it. And then I'm like, in my head, I'm like, if nobody else wanted to buy this house, maybe there's a reason.
And then she started hearing that scratching noise. I went, nah, move, move, girl, move. Something's in your house. Bye.
Turns out nobody was in the house. It was that secret door,
Which that right there would have been, okay, we're packing up. We're leaving
right?
right this second. Bye.
Happy people are a rare occurrence in a Frieda McFadden book. Yes, that is true.
Very. This is my fourth Frieda McFadden, and I don't think we've had one major happy couple at all yet.
Hi y'all. I can't really stay on, but I wanted to pop on. Hey Corinne. Gave it
Hey.
2 stars. You and Corinne are on the same page, looks like. Yep, give it the same. Twinsies.
Oh.
First of all, the street name alone gives weird vibes. Right? Locust Street? Like, what the? That's a type of bug.
Yeah, I was like, why are we naming this street after a locust of all insects?
Right? I'm like, what the heck?
Which locust, by the way, is actually a good name for the street when you talk about the neighbors and how they buzz around and they're always in your
Yes.
business and stuff like that. So that was a little good foreshadowing without even
Oh, yeah.
realizing it.
Because that mom across the street, the one who was obsessed with her son, she like um was staring at the houses across the street all the time, and that's how the police got their evidence because she was staring at the houses all the time.
Also, who buys a house and doesn't look and see if there's blinds on the windows?
Right?
Especially when you're from New York.
Exactly.
I
Like,
know you're in the
what is this
suburb
person gonna
now,
do?
but that was so out of character for both characters.
Hmm.
You're from the Bronx. You didn't buy a house. You didn't make sure that there's blinds or curtains on the windows?
Right. That'd be the
What?
first thing I do. Like, why buy a house when there's nothing on the windows and anyone can see straight through? It
Just
was
like,
weird.
okay.
Agree, Clint. That mother was a bit obsessive. For real. Idea not to chapter 15. Well, you didn't miss too much, Nikki. Um, we'll get to the plot twist
I
in a
mean,
moment.
how many chapters were in here? 80? 81 chapters, so she missed quite a bit of chapters.
Right?
Maybe not of plot point, but of chapters.
Karina rolled her eyes at the Ada plot twist. Like, okay.
I enjoyed the Ada plot twist, but I think the Marta one was a little bit more of a what the hell.
Like I kind of predicted that coming because the way Nico was acting, lashing out and stuff. I'm like, the only time when kids act out like that is if someone's hurting them.
Hmm.
And then, of course, his older sister is gonna protect him. So I'm like, something is going on in Suzette's house,
Well, see,
and
the more we
he needs
got
to move
to
after.
the more we got to him freaking out, the more in my head I thought, oh, did he kill him?
Oh, I
Is
didn't
where
think of
my
that.
brain went. Because I was like, he's been in the house, he knows his way around their house,
Mm,
and is the guy a bad guy and that's why he killed him? So is he the
right,
narrator from the beginning? And he ran because it's his mom opening up the door.
right.
Because then because when he asked Millie the whole, is it still a bad thing? Do you,
Mm,
the whole, is it a bad thing if you do? Am I a bad if you're a bad person for doing a bad thing? Whatever that conversation was at the
yeah.
bed, I was like, he killed him. And then when Ada said what she said, I went, excuse me, what? Miss ma'am, sit back down. No.
I mean, she seems like with her height and his height, like that's too big of a difference for her to reach his throat. How is she gonna reach that? And like
Ada is
someone else
such.
must have really killed it.
Yes, I love Ada, but as I was reading her point of view, she does not talk, act, anything like an 11-year-old does.
Hmm.
Girl, what 11-year-old is reading Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier?
Right?
I can barely get through like IDNF Daphne after like 10 pages because I couldn't understand it. What 11-year-old is going to be reading Daphne du Maurier?
Who the heck knows?
And what teacher or librarian is allowing this to happen?
Right?
So I'm like, that's the one thing about adult thriller authors when it comes to being in a child's point of view. My
Hmm.
head is like, you don't fully know what a child is thinking at that age.
Right.
Because
That's
I
fair.
don't think she would be thinking some of the thoughts she thought at
Yeah.
the age of 11. Now, if she was 13, 14, 15, maybe.
Yeah.
But
Maybe
she's
they should be
11.
older. I've never heard of 11-year-old reading those kinds of books either. So
I can understand Lois Duncan because that's YA books. And
yeah.
she's at that age where she's slowly getting into YA area. 11, 12, and 13 are the beginning of YA.
Yeah. Or like even reading Nancy Drew at that age.
But
Like that.
Daphne du Maurier?
Right? Yeah, that was a little bit weird.
I rolled my eyes so much at those
Hi
parts.
Danielle,
Hey,
good friend of mine. The way that neighbor kept her son on a leash, right? I'm like, what the heck? What kind of parent does that? Even if you're overprotective, like, sheesh. Did they make a bid of the house without even seeing it in person? That's what I
hello.
thought too.
No, they saw it
Especially
in
like he's
person.
never seen the house before.
But they saw it in person because, in Marta's point of view, she recognizes Millie when she sees Millie there seeing the house. Um, I just remember that part being very blatantly. So they saw the house before they bought it. Which, why?
But in the beginning, when they were moving in, she acted like Millie acted like she's never seen the house before. The way
I
she was
know.
acting. So I'm like, that was a little weird. I thought she never saw it before either.
But Marta said that she did.
Yeah. Nikki, I understand. I gave Nikki a rundown with spoilers, so she'll be all caught up and save herself some hours.
That's that. Karina, like I've said before, you're the true goat.
Hello. Thanks for joining us.
Hi.
Love this series. I liked book 1 and 3 the best. For me, book 1 was the best, but I do have a question related to that, so we'll get to that. She's turning into her mother, unfortunately.
Where
um,
her mother killed someone at a young age.
yeah. Jana said she wasn't losing her son. Oh. Karina. Not on her watch.
I mean, I would understand the leash if they were like in a crowded area.
Right.
But outside your freaking house? Like what?
Mm. um, Millie noticed that Enzo was taking too much time with Suzette. Do you think Enzo could be cheating? And did Millie honestly believe he would never cheat? And how would you react to such blatant flirting?
Ah, nah, my man, I'm sorry. I'd be smacking the crap out of him, and I'd be smacking that woman senseless. I'm sorry, yes. Enzo in these would never cheat. This
Right?
Enzo was the true partner. This Enzo, I don't know who he is, what
Right?
happened to him. He is not the Enzo we know. And I am
Mm.
sorry that woman was being way too flirtatious with Enzo. I am sorry. I get that your husband is a child pedophile or whatever the hell he was, whatever we want to
Right?
call him.
Mm.
Keep your filthy paws off our Enzo.
Like, he was acting so sketchy too, so many of the times. Like, who goes for a drive at what 3 in the morning and then comes back? Like, like, where is he coming from at 3 in the morning? And some of the stuff
Listen,
that he would say to charm her, I'm like, huh? I,
listen, that's the part of the book where Suzette, instead of being Lynette, she turned into Terry Clark or even Ava Longoria's characters, where they're always pawing after another man's husband. No, 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 not Terry Clark, the stupid blonde that's always trying to sleep with everybody's stupid husband. That's who she turned into.
yeah.
And I just wanted to smack her. You
I
have a
really thought,
husband, deal with him.
right. I really thought he was cheating with the way he spent so much time with her too. With
It
Suzette, I mean,
Who's gonna talk about rose bushes at 10 o'clock at night?
right?
Girl,
And the,
bye.
and the fact that Millie just let that go, and I'm like, I'm not letting that go. If Ray was doing that to me, he'd be gone already,
This is why I will never have kids, because she gave birth to kids and it made her stupid.
right?
No offense to parents. No offense to mothers. Sorry. I
Like
just realized how that sounded. My bad.
book 3, Millie is not as smart as Millie from books 1 and 2. That's for sure.
She's not Millie. She had 11 years of bliss. She lost all of her hard
Yeah,
edge.
yeah, and that's. I think that's why what this one wasn't as good for me because she completely lost her edge.
Okay, Nikki, she wasn't like 100% smart, but she had a little bit more edge to her in books 1 and 2. Book 3, Millie, is the dumbest one of all three.
Millie's better than me though, because the way Mrs. Lowell was acting, we would have had some problems,
Girl.
right? Millie was being too subtle. Ain't nobody touching my man, period. Don't even look at him for too long. Right? Same thing with my man. I wouldn't let anyone touch Ray for that long. Like, what the heck? I told Karina that Enzo would end up buried under the bushes. He was helping her learn how to take care of. Not my man's been behind my back to another woman's house, right? Especially when he promised Millie he would tell her anytime he was going over there, and then he completely didn't do it. I'm like, what the hell is wrong with you, man?
And in my head, I'm like, Millie, you've killed before. Where was that energy? Because Suzette would have been buried.
Right?
Enzo would have been like locked up somewhere and getting punished, while Suzette is the one buried underneath those damn roses she wanted so much.
I honestly, I we finally figured out. I think we figured out why those rose bushes were put in the first place too. Because that kid that went missing,
Mm-hmm.
her husband is the one that killed him. So I'm thinking he must have buried him under those rose bushes.
Also,
That was the whole reason why.
question. How did Enzo not discover the child's body?
Exactly, because he was digging up the whole backyard.
How far down did they bury this child's body that equipment cannot find a body while they're
Right?
tearing up the whole backyard?
It shouldn't be that hard.
Plot holes. That's why I kept saying this felt like a Wattpad retelling of Desperate
Mhm.
Housewives. Okay, my rating is slowly dropping the
Yeah,
more
so
we
is
do this.
mine. I react by having Enzo and Suzette and her husband catching hands. The phone call finally ended. Well, that's good.
Yay.
This was the part that ruined it for me. I loved Enzo in book 1 and 2 and could not see it happening in book 3 and didn't enjoy where that went. Right? Right when it's getting good. He comes back from being at Suzette's house at 10 p.m. and Millie questions him and just lays down. Girl, bye. Right? I would have been like interrogating the guy.
I would not have stayed in my house. I saw my husband outside talking to that little hoe. I'd be out that door in their face why we here at 10 o'clock at night.
Right?
Squeeze me, you can't be talking about roses at 10 o'clock at night. Tell me a new story.
Millie in book 1 and 2 was smart. Well, she may not have been smart, but she was more on point. Like she was ready to like get down. I initially believed there's a possibility he was cheating. I also didn't like that he failed to set clear boundaries with Suzette. Yeah, for real though. Like if you know you're married, and you could tell that this woman is like flirting up on all you, like wouldn't you say something and be like, "Dude, I'm married. Stop," or something?
And when Millie even confronted him about some of it, he was just like, don't worry. Nah, red flag, red flag, red flag, red flag.
Right?
And not one of the good red flags that we like in dark romances. It's a red flag of stop.
Enzo needed to take responsibility on his actions and with Suzette because it's disrespectful to Millie. Absolutely. He's digging every hole except the dead boy's hole. Yeah, it made no sense. He's digging up the whole backyard. Why couldn't he have seen it?
Miss Frieda, you missed a plot hole.
Right? Let's talk about
Several.
why the bloody sheets were still on that bed to begin with. Right? Yeah, let's get it down to a 1 star.
Oh, it's slowly getting there right now. The more anger that's coming out of me at these points.
At least you liked him on books 1 and 2, Corinne. Hey, Corinne, did you still want to be the Millie, as in the leading lady? I wouldn't blame you if you didn't want to anymore.
No, this is where we replaced her with some no-name actress because a different company decided to do this movie with a different director, different cast,
Right?
very low budget.
Were you worried when Nico started getting into trouble? Did you side with Enzo's boys will be boys approach or Millie's more anxious for you?
Millie's. Enzo, shut up. I get boys will be boys, but there's obviously something wrong with Nico if he's just randomly punching people or knocking things over and not telling anybody and didn't tell anybody that his bug died,
Right?
the thing he loved the most.
Yeah, I guess when you start getting worried, I would think.
God,
Like,
Enzo's
Millie
so
was ready to get him into therapy.
all Enzo cared about was his dang roses and Marta.
And
He didn't care
Suzette.
about his kids in this.
Like, honestly, like, Enzo, I don't know what happened to him. It's like it wasn't him anymore. Because he was acting completely differently than he did in the first two books.
Now, I will give Enzo one pass. The whole not telling the whole Marta thing to Millie because of her blood pressure.
Right.
I'll give him one pass on that. But the fact that you came up with the stupidest excuses kind of negates that pass because you're causing her blood pressure to be even worse.
Mm, for sure.
If he would have told her the truth, her high blood pressure could have disappeared.
Replace her, please. The series took a turn.
Okay,
I'm
she
so
was
sorry,
replaced.
Karen.
I'm just gonna say it with Anna Faris because Anna Faris plays dumb really well, and we need an actress that can play dumb really well.
Uh, not our shining star, Corinne. She will not go down like that.
Corinne only made it through one movie. She was Housemaid. Housemaid Secret. She wanted to do it, then she read the script and went, "No, thank you."
They asked her
And
to
then
come back for the third one, and like,
she really went, "This was written by a 5-year-old. Sorry, bye."
like, yeah, same. This is where we replace Frida's writing with Bryce's screenplay. I think I like this ending better. Right?
Where
Brenda.
Bryce bursts in, kills Suzette, and runs off with Enzo.
Like him saying he's going to play ball with his son, but then being with another woman instead. Yeah, that was I didn't like that either. Like, your family comes first, dude. Besides, sheesh. So is it a pass or not? I honestly think I'm over this author after the teacher. Now this bye.
I get
I'm
that,
so sorry,
Nikki.
Nikki.
I'm still
You
gonna go
have some
down
other
my.
ones.
I gotta go through the Frieda backlog. I have a couple that I want to read by her, and then we'll decide.
Yeah. Let's see what we got. We'll skip that one. Here's a good one. Was Enzo's background in Italy what you were expecting? How satisfied were you with how Frida filled in all the gaps?
Kinda what I was expecting, but at the same point, y'all have been married 11 years and you still haven't told your wife the background?
Mhm.
When you've been honest about everything else and she
Right.
doesn't know? That's where, like, part of the plot holes started going into for me with with Enzo. I'm like, really? Like, y'all been married for this very long period, and you don't know? He knows all of your traumatic parts, but you don't know his?
Right.
I That was so unbelievable. Yes, I understand keeping a little bit to yourself, but 11 years, guys. 11 years.
Right.
Actually, over 11 years. Because I think
Yeah.
they said they were together like, what, 3 years? And then they had 2 or 3 years and then they had the child?
Yeah. I still feel like there's something fishy. Like there's still something more that we're not getting because it didn't feel like it was completely wrapped up for me with his background in Italy. Because like remember in the second book how he was pretty much stalking Millie. Like I feel like there's because supposedly like his mom passed finally. I feel like there's more to do with his mom than what he was letting on, and it felt like that was kind of brushed under the rug a little bit in this one. Like they didn't even mention his mom. But wasn't his mom like a big part of his life and
Yes.
why he went back in the first place?
And Nico's the only child that's mentioned named after a parent?
Like, he said his sister was too. I think. Oh wait, I'm thinking of his kid because I think he named one of his kids after his sister.
Okay. That I must have missed while I was looking at all the plot holes and the desperate housewives of it all.
Yeah, and I felt like there's so much more like that happened in Italy that wasn't explained. Because I mean, yeah, he um worked for this guy that wasn't very good for his sister, but I felt like there had to be something more. It felt like it wasn't fully like, explained. I felt like there's just so much more that could have been explored that wasn't,
Yes.
like, for so many reasons. I think I am too, Nikki. Oh no, that's not good. You already knew he was a criminal. Half the book was him and Millie's criminal past and how broke they still are after all these years. Repetitive. Yeah, true. She left lots holes open. For real.
She's like, I'm gonna leave these holes just in case they want me to write another book for money. This felt like a money grab book, not like a
Yeah.
continuation.
It didn't feel like it was really them, in a
It didn't
sense.
feel like Frieda wrote it.
Yeah, like, this didn't feel like it. This didn't feel like it was a third book. It felt more like a whole nother storyline. Like it wasn't continuation. It
Yeah.
felt like to me. Hey Samantha. He spent all of book two basically stalking Millie. I spent book three sneaking to another woman's home, and I make it make sense, and so right? Like a lot of it didn't make sense. I agree.
Did Enzo like hit his head? Did he have a car wreck? Was he buried alive? Did he lose oxygen to the brain? Make it make sense.
She was supposedly sick, and he went back to Italy to care for her, which is true. However, I feel like that wasn't necessarily true. I felt like that was an excuse because we don't get anything from his family. It's just him now, so we don't know if what he's saying is actually true. If that makes any
Like,
sense.
was his
Like, I
mother
feel like
really
there's
sick?
so much more to his background that wasn't told to us because we don't. There's no more people in his family to explain what the heck is going on with his family. Like it's just him filling in the gaps, and like something's off. I will not be reading more in the series, maybe even from Frida in general. Oh no. Actually, this is the last book in the series. Frida has confirmed this is the last one. So you don't have to worry about that.
The only good line in this entire book, let me read it to you. The perfect ending line to the book. I suppose nobody ever suspects the housemaid. That was the perfect line. Now, was it worth all these pages to get to said line? Probably not.
Right? Some of her older books I really like, but I think she's starting to push books out too fast. She had like 3 books coming out this year. Yeah, and she has another one coming out in October. October 1st, I believe.
But isn't some of her other ones, her indie published ones, are getting traditionally published?
That's what I heard, because I think One by One is also um, an indie that was traditionally published again. Because I when I first saw One by One on the shelves in Target, I'm like, ooh, a new book. Turns out it's not actually new. It was republished. So
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, well, good to know. So yeah, I think I recently saw that they took Suicide Med off of Amazon, saying that it's out of stock. And I wanted to read Suicide Med, so I'm starting to like wonder if maybe that's being traditionally published also.
That's one of hers I refuse to read, but that I don't read books involving suicide
Mm,
because of my past. But that's
right.
a me thing. I'm like, to each their own. To whoever wants to read it. It's just, it's one of hers that I went, and not a book for me. So we marked it off.
Yeah, and I noticed the same thing with The Perfect Sun, because I had that on my wish list, and then it went out of stock as well. And then I saw it has a new publish date coming out in August. So, um, yeah, it looks like that one's being republished as well. So I think he's slowly going through her backlist and republishing everything. It seems like, because I think it might be because of the housemaid train, because the
Mhm.
housemaid was so popular that she's like bringing everything back, like traditionally publishing.
Oh.
Mm, that's what it seems like. Karina says good. Yeah, she's really cranking them out for sure. The boyfriend comes out October 1st. Um, she edited that book and changed the name.
Yeah, and you can
Okay.
get it now. It's on
Oh,
Amazon underneath that title.
thanks for letting me know, because now I gotta go find it.
It's 1203. That's the cover for it.
Let me see if I can get it.
It's also on KU.
Oh, nice.
If you want to use KU and read it and see if you want to buy it.
True.
We may have to do that from now on with the rest of Frida's books. Because if they're like this, girl, I, I'll read the ones that I recently
I
got.
don't understand why it was retitled. Why is it being retitled?
Probably because if it's getting traditionally published, books with words like suicide in the title wouldn't make money.
Why don't they
Girl,
men really go
it
together?
was a soft 4 star at the beginning. It is no longer anywhere near a 4 star the more we discuss. I am closer to your rating than I was at the beginning, Karina.
Mhm.
I only rated it a 4 star, mainly probably because of the Ada twist and the Marta twist. Right
It's
now, thinking more about those, it's not worth the 4 star. It is dropping.
uh,
It has.
slowly but surely.
That's why I didn't rate it on anything yet. I wanted to
Right.
wait till this live show to like physically like rate it on everything.
Yeah, it's probably a triggering tale. Yeah. Let's see. I do have more. One of the biggest shocks is when Enzo confesses to the murder. What was your reaction? Did you believe he was guilty?
No, I did not think he was guilty. It was when he did that, when they were talking about the knife, and he paused. I went, oh, he's covering for someone.
Yeah, I thought the same exact thing.
So my brain went, oh, he's covering for Nico.
Yeah. I knew it wasn't Nico though because um, I don't think he really Nico would really have the guts to do it. I mean, he didn't even really have the guts to tell the truth about what was really going on to him.
True.
So I figured it had to be his sister because Ada, like she's always been like his protector, and she's always been there for him, and he told her everything, and so Ada's like, "I'll take care of it." So I assumed that it had to be her.
It had to be covering for someone.
However, Enzo was guilty of a lot of things, just not this.
Guilty of not existing. Millie married a different. Was he possessed? Because that's not the Lorenzo we know and love.
Right? I mean, I'm sorry I missed it earlier, but what did you rate it? I originally gave it a rating of 3.5. However, as we're talking, it's slowly going down. It might be going to a 2.
We'll see our ratings at the very end.
Yeah. I knew he didn't do it. Yeah. Actually, he was covering for someone. Yeah, Corinne also thought he was covering for someone.
It's also where he stated that he did it in the book. I went, there's far too much more of the book.
Mm-hmm.
That is a red herring and not even a good placing red herring. He's obviously covering for someone.
Right. It was pretty obvious that it wasn't him that even though I was suspicious of him at first for like maybe a second because of all the blood he had in his hands before. He said it was a cut, but I honestly didn't think it was a cut first. I thought something else happened.
See,
And
it also made me wonder when I thought about that. The minute Ada said what she said, I wondered if Enzo found Ada covered in blood, and that's why he was
yes,
covered in blood.
that was another thing I was thinking about too.
And that he cut himself so that it would look like he cut himself.
Yeah, that is a very strong possibility. Well, at least that's what I thought. Until it turns out, oh wait, it wasn't him.
But then at the same point, when Ada said what she said, I was like, oh, she's covering for her brother. Because her brother confessed to her that he killed someone. And Ada doesn't want him to go away. So she's covering. Until we got more into her story, which, yes, I loved Ada as a character, but
Yeah,
her point of view, did we really need all of it?
yeah. Some of it I didn't think was necessary.
I kind of skimmed past a lot of it.
Right? um, oh, I put that one twice by accident. Whoops. What was your first reaction to Cecilia Winchester from the Housemaid appearing? How did her career as a public defender fit in with how you may have expected her life to turn out?
The minute she showed up, I went, Cecilia, Cecilia. Was she book one or book two? My brain went, book one or book two. And then when they said Winchester, I went, the little girl that she tried to poison with peanut butter.
Right?
I was kind of happy she became a public defender because she saw what her mother went through
Yeah,
and she wants to save other people.
yeah, yeah.
So,
I agree. I thought the same thing.
but
Karina, you forgot who Cecilia was.
but that shows you the time frame of the differences of how far in the future
Hmm.
this was compared to this.
Yeah.
I feel like for the series itself, that was a little bit too big of a time jump.
Hmm.
Yeah, they wanted to have a time jump so they could have an 11-year-old kill someone.
Turns out the 11-year-old wasn't the one who actually killed him.
No, the housemaid did it. It's
Right?
always the housemaid or the butler.
Always comes down to the housemaid.
Housemaid is the equivalent to the butler. The butler always did it.
That also reminds me, I don't think I put this in my questions, and I probably should have. But what's her name? Who was the housemaid? What was her name again?
Marta.
Yeah, Marta. So she was stealing from Enzo and Millie, and we didn't even realize that she's also going through the same situation that people from the first book were going through. And I was wondering, like, what people thought of her doing the exact same thing because she, like, she like none of, we didn't realize most of the book that Marta was also being abused.
It was a
I mean, there
nice
were clues with the bruises.
throwback.
Honestly, I felt like that should have been the main story. Was about Marta.
Yeah.
Why make it a side story when it had like at the very end?
Because she wanted to appeal to the masses that love Desperate Housewives, I swear.
Yeah,
And it wasn't, I will state, it was Desperate Housewives, even if you took it out of a cul de sac and just on another random, you could have put it in Brooklyn or something, and it still would have given us Desperate Housewives vibes because of the nosy
right.
damn neighbors.
I felt like Marta's story should have been the main story instead of like throwing out all this other stuff in just to make it. I felt like like you said, a Desperate Housewives fan fiction just because she wanted to, and not because that should have been the main story.
Agreed. But I will say with Marta's story, I did like the little Easter egg in it that
Hmm.
ties back to the boy Millie killed.
Oh yeah, yeah. Because Marta was there.
Because it was the boy that she was cleaning the house for his family.
Yeah.
That I
So
liked.
yeah, that was kind of interesting. I wish I wish they integrated Marta more into the story than just like a throwaway character at the end.
And I gotta
That would
agree
have been
with
more fun to read, I think.
I gotta agree with Jay here. Why the hell are you stealing from Millie and Enzo? If Enzo is helping you get away.
Ugh. Let's get to the comments. It's like all these years went by, Millie was still a dean bad. It's so true.
You would think she would have learned something as a social worker and a mother.
Mhm. Right? Martha should have just spit out what she wanted and needed to say to Millie. Yeah, because all she would do was just stare at her. That was like, if she had plenty of opportunity to say something to her alone, because most of the time they were alone. Why didn't you just say something? Like, why stare at her the whole time, make her feel uncomfortable? Like, what was the point of that? I didn't get it.
I
I was happy to see that Cecilia was a lawyer. It was a nice surprise. Agreed. And why are you stealing from Elaine? Come to find out her whole husband is trying to save you, girl. Right? But I honestly don't understand why Enzo wouldn't have told Millie about it because she would have gladly helped. I mean, that's what they used to do together.
I mean, yeah, I'm like, what the heck?
Like, why keep her in the dark when she could have been a bigger help than that? Like, I didn't understand that.
She would have understood the $1,000 being removed. She would have
Exactly.
understood a lot more, and she wouldn't have thought that he was cheating.
Right? And that's why Enzo was on the drive in the middle of the night helping Martha. Oh, Marta. Yeah, that's true. Um, I understand that, but I wish he would have told Millie that instead of just keeping her in the dark. What was the point of that? That was just it. Just made her look stupid, basically.
Very.
Bye, Corinne. Glad you got to stay for a bit and chat. Sorry this one was not a hit. I always love seeing you both and chatting with everyone. Well, thanks for stopping by, Corinne.
Bye. You'll expect more of our faces together for future projects. Keep
Yes,
tuned.
not just August, but other stuff. So stay tuned. Good night, Corinne.
Noi.
Yeah, Enzo was just as dumb as Millie. For real.
I feel like Enzo was dumber than Millie.
Corinne. Right? And I'm all for helping, but you took $1,000 out of the account knowing we already broke. Right?
I mean, girl.
I'm like, you know you're broke. Why are you taking money out to help somebody else when you already
Also,
have the money to give away?
speaking of that money, did Millie ever pay Suzette back?
Yeah, she did.
Okay. I was like, my brain just went, did she ever pay her back? I just thought of that and I was
As
like,
soon as the
wait.
money was put, once Enzo put the money back in the account, she was able to. She gave her a check.
Okay. Just making sure, because that was another plot point that I was like, why is this even in the book? But okay.
Yeah. Well, this might be an interesting question. There are parts told from different character perspectives. Did any of these have a particular impact on you? Which was your favorite while you were reading? But from what people are saying, I don't think anybody really liked any of the characters.
I mean, I liked Marta's point of view.
Yeah, at the very end.
And I loved Ada. I just didn't love being in her point of view.
Yeah. I
Because
didn't
she
know being
didn't.
in Millie's.
Yeah.
Because Millie's was just average.
I
Like,
think it's because we've read so much in Millie's point of view that we're now like, we know you better than you're being right now. Why are you being so
honestly,
dumb?
instead of being in Millie's perspective, being completely clueless, I feel like we should have been in Enzo's point of view since he was the one doing all the things. It would have made much more sense to have him be the main POV.
Speaking of plot holes, real fast, I just thought of one. What
Uh
was with that interaction in the hospital
huh.
with the lady that kept yelling at her about, you a thief, you a thief, you a thief, you're
Oh
stealing the
yeah,
stuff? What was the point of that whole thing?
yeah, that was weird.
And what was with that nurse? With I don't know if you listened to the
Well, I know she
audio.
had dementia.
So I
That
don't know if you listened to the audiobook of this or not, but what was with that other nurse's voice in the audio? She went from a female voice to "You doing okay, Millie?" And I was like, what is this? Why your voice that deep, girl?"
I listened to the audiobook for about like the first half, I think. And then I physically read without the audio for the rest. But another thing that really bugged me with a narrator was she used the same accent, not just for Enzo, but for Millie too. Like she had this edge that she was
Yes.
giving Millie that sounded almost very similar to Enzo. And that part was bugging me a little bit. Which is why I stopped listening to the audio, just physically read the rest of it because it was getting on my nerves the way she was voicing Millie. I'm like, Millie's American. She does not have an accent
Hello.
like that.
If she has any type of accent, it's probably more like a Brooklyn accent.
Maybe, yeah. But I was just like, can we be done with this narrator? I mean, I don't think I listened to the other books. Yeah, I think I just physically read them, but I don't know if it's the same narrator for all the books.
I think it was. I think it was the same voice because I listened to the other two.
Yeah, it was just bugging me the way she kept like talking in Millie's. voice, and I'm like, that is not how Millie should sound. So I'm like, I'm done. I'll just physically read the rest of it. The epilogue was the best POV. Yes. Those last few pages with Marta. Is it Marta or Martha? I can't remember. I think it was
Um, I know Enzo pronounced it as Marta
Oh yeah,
in the
epilogue says
audiobook.
Martha. Okay, so it is
Martha.
Martha.
Okay. Well, the narrator kept calling her Marta.
Yeah, that's why I kept thinking it was Marta.
So she's just Marta to me.
Yeah, I kept thinking her name was Marta, not Martha, because of that narrator. But yeah, those last epilogue was my favorite too because we don't hear from her until like the very end. Mm. Martha and her weird sketchy behavior, right? Um, exactly. I'm all for helping people, but my family comes first, and he just said "f his," right? I didn't like that either.
It was like
Especially his son wanted so badly to play ball with him,
my kids don't need food. We're good.
right? And at least Millie was actually trying to feed them. Like he was never there. He didn't even want them to come on the beach trip. And the whole thing about like the client canceling, I don't think there was any client.
No, he wanted to be there to have sexy time on the beach with Suzette.
That's exactly what I thought.
And maybe her husband, I thought her husband had a voyager kink and was going to
Right?
watch it happen.
Like I did not see the point of that whole beach trip. Like, it's, like I'm glad Millie finally stood up for herself and be like, yeah, you're taking us with you. So that way he couldn't do anything with her,
Hmm.
and she wasn't happy about it. But I was glad that it went. But at the same time, like if they were supposed to be meeting this client, why didn't this client show up? Oh, he canceled. Like, what?
Also, who has a client meeting on the beach?
Right? Nobody.
Wouldn't they want to see what you can do?
Yeah, you would think you want to go to some like at least somebody's lawn, maybe Suzette's lawn. Show them what you're doing on her lawn,
Because you've been in her backyard all the time.
right?
Show them the roses. Precious damn rose bushes.
Like honestly, people.
And also, where's the whole yeah, Martha, whatever, she disappears. And
Mhm.
Suzette doesn't question it either? That her
Right,
housemate is just now gone?
right,
Again, lots of plot holes and placements that there were POVs missing from this book that we should have had.
right.
Even if it was just for like one chapter.
Hmm. This is the last book in the Housemaid trilogy. Are there any characters who you still want to read more about? Are there any characters you would love to see in their own books? I think this series needs to be done, and we don't need any more characters.
God forbid if she ever did revisit this world. Cecily is the only character I would be possibly interested in seeing.
Right?
But if she brings in Millie or Enzo into it, I swear to God, no. They done.
Right? I don't think they
They
need
should
any
be
more
the
books.
worst.
I mean, Frida's already confirmed this is the last one, so there's no sense in having any more books from any of these characters. Why would they even trust having a housemaid knowing what that husband was doing? Right?
I mean,
The
book one
fact that
trusted
Suzette took the
Millie,
fall.
so
I loved how they set it up so Suzette had to take the fall.
Oh, that was one of the best parts of the book.
Right? I loved that.
Either go to jail as an accomplice of a child murderer slash pedophile, or go to jail or confessing that you killed your husband when you found out, and you may
Mhm.
get less charges, or you may walk because it was in self defense.
Right.
Which one's going to ruin your character more, your reputation?
Right? Like, it was crazy. This whole book was just weird. Let's see. This is one of my questions that I came up with. Which book in the series is your favorite and why? Same. Yeah, my favorite's the first book, and because that's the only one I gave 5 stars to.
I mean, I gave book 2 a 5 star. It probably should be at like a 4.75.
Mm.
And then this one, sadly, I'm going to agree with Corinne, and I'm going to give it a 2 star.
Nikki DNF'd it.
So, book 1. But I will say, yes, I enjoyed the book. I enjoyed our discussions more.
Right.
All of our discussions, I give 5 out of 5 stars. No, I give 10 out of 5 stars. There we go. Books, eh.
I can't remember what live show we did where we show that clip of you falling off your chair, but that was one of my favorite
Do
ones.
believe it's this one
Yes,
because
that
it
was
was book
hilarious.
1 that we got our thumbnail.
Oh yes, that's right. Because Nikki took a
The
screenshot of us,
can't wait to
and
see how
if you
this
noticed, Nikki, the
turns out.
screenshot you took of us was the thumbnail for this.
And then I still have the gif that Dana made of me falling in the chair.
Yeah, that was hilarious. Nikki liked book number 1. Karina also liked the first one. It was also my favorite. She just tried to do too much with all the red herrings in this book. Yes. I enjoyed the first Housemaid. It was such an exciting book. Agreed.
Yeah,
I think
with
the
the
first one was the best one out of all of them.
twists and everything, and that first one being literally a what kind of thing.
Right?
I will say the twists in book 2 were kind of jaw dropping as well,
Yeah, that's true.
but there
I
were still
really
plot
enjoyed the
holes.
second one.
But yeah, they were a little jaw dropping with the whole Martha thing, but the others were like, I was like, oh, cool twist.
I mean, I would have been fine if it was just a duology.
Hello.
We don't really need all this stuff way in the future. I am glad this screenshot came in handy. Me too. Because I love the thumbnail that I did for this. Camilla liked the second book the least. Ooh, while we're on that topic, why don't we all talk about our least favorite? Oh, wait, it's the third one.
And I'm still shocked. Okay,
At least for most of us.
I did this with the Sarah J. Mass with Crescent City 3, where I was like 5 stars by the end of the live show. 3.5. Very disappointing. I rated this a 4 because I enjoyed the ridiculousness
Right.
while I read it. Now, is it a good book? No.
Uh,
And the more we talked about it, the angrier I got, so I have to give it the 2 star.
right.
I would give it a 1 star, but I did enjoy a couple of things about it.
Right. Ding, ding, ding. Book number 3 is the winner.
Yes, but I went from 5 stars to a 3.5. That is a significant drop, though.
Oh, I think that was in response to when I said which one is our least favorite from the series,
Oh no,
and
I
we
was going
all
off
put
the.
up this one.
Oh, I was going off the next two comments.
Oh, okay. 3.5 is still higher than my rating for CC3. 3.5 is still too high for that too.
Wait, I
Still
did
too
give it a
high.
3.5, right?
Sorry.
Let me make sure.
And also, I think we talked about this a little bit, but I'll put it up. Do you think a series was necessary for the storyline? Do you think a standalone would have been enough? This is a question that I came up
It should have just stayed a standalone because something I've noticed with Frieda's writing, yes, I've only read one other of her books outside of these,
with.
but Never Lie and Housemaid are so good for standalones. Frieda,
Hmm.
darling, don't touch a series, please. Stick with your standalones. Your twists and turns are amazing in that standalone. We don't need series from you because you're a thriller author. Thrillers don't necessarily need series for adult
Yeah,
thrillers unless you're
I
like following
agree.
like a detective.
Yeah, I agree. Like I read the In Depth series, which is Nora Roberts and her
Mhm.
penning JD Robb. That's at like over 50 books in that series. And we're almost at book 60, and yeah. But there's a new case that she does in every book, so it makes it
Mhm.
interesting.
It's
So
episodic.
yeah, exactly. Like it could be made easily into a TV show at this point. But yeah, this but some thrillers like this just does not always need to have um a series because it just sometimes it just doesn't make sense for the plot or the
Especially when
character.
it comes, what I've noticed is especially when it comes to adult thrillers. Now, YA thrillers, because they're so ridiculous and stuff like that, sometimes they can lean better in a series better than a standalone, sometimes, depending on if it is done correctly. But when it comes to stuff like this should have stayed one singular book. Yeah, book two
Mhm.
wasn't as bad. So you told the story there, it should have stayed. If she
Right,
wanted more past that book one, it should have stayed.
right.
She was feeding the fans what she thought the fans wanted.
Yeah, and it wasn't really exactly necessary.
She thought the fans would want to see Millie and Enzo in a happy life with children. This wasn't necessary.
Right, but of course it's not always needed. Getting distracted by the chat. Wait for her to get there so she's on the same page. Standalone or duology would have been enough. Absolutely agree. A standalone would be so much better. I would have liked it and moved on. Now I am done with her work. That is sad, Nikki. I mean, I still want to read more from her, just because they're all different story and plot lines. So I want to see what else she could come up with. But 'cause I've been wanting to read her backlist, so we'll see how that goes, and then I'll make my decision.
See, I'm more willing to read her standalones
Yeah,
now before I'll ever touch a series.
yeah. I personally feel that it should have remained a standalone. Yep. That's what makes me nervous about Cloud in the Cornfield 3. Is that out yet or not yet?
I think it comes out in September. I still need to read book two.
I've only read book one and I decided it was not for me.
Oh, I loved
I
it.
just wasn't a fan. But I know Nikki and Dana loved it.
I think it was in my tops of last year.
Detective stories are different, but thrillers keep them standalones. Right? She overstayed her welcome in this series. Ain't nobody want to see Millie.
Millie don't even want to see Millie.
Facts.
The facts are facting today.
Oh, gee, you haven't read book two?
No, because I feel like I need to reread book one to know the characters to go into book two. I am hoping maybe to catch up in October. I need the bloodiness and maybe in October. We'll see.
I think I have one last question. Or is that all? You know, I think we did the last question. Right? Um, there's only one question I'm skipping because nobody cares. So I think that's all the questions that I personally had, unless you have any in mind that you wanted to share.
I'm pretty sure we've already answered this because I'm pretty sure we just answered this. But a good question was, we've now finished a Frieda trilogy. Would you read more Frieda in the future? I know
I
majority of
think,
the chat is no.
well, we
You
already
and
know
I are
Nikki said
yes.
no. I don't know about, um, well, obviously Nikki's not is done with Frida because she didn't like the teacher. She didn't like this. um, so unfortunately, I think Nikki's done. Karina, I'm not sure. It depends. I'm guessing Karina might, depending if it's a standalone, not a
What,
series.
what's funny is I have the teacher because I need to know why Nikki hates it.
Yeah, I need to know too. I have the same book.
I have the inmate because I need to know why you loved it.
Yes, I love the
And
inmate.
then I have locked every door or whatever,
Oh, the
or
locked
locked
door.
the locked door, because for some reason every time I see that one I feel like that one might be one of my faves. I can't tell you why, but when I see that cover it just really pulls me in and I'm like, oh, I need to know. So that's why I have those three.
Right. Um, what was I gonna say? I was gonna say something. Oh yeah. I was originally gonna um buddy read the teacher with Dana, but now Dana's not even interested because Nikki convinced her not to.
Well, maybe
I'll
in the
probably
future.
maybe I could buddy read with you instead.
Yes. And if we do, we may come up with a discussion so we can all either love it or hate it. Who knows? It's us. Who knows?
Well, we already know Nikki's gonna say she hates it.
I know I'm reading The Inmate next month, which I'm excited for.
Yeah, for sure. It's almost time for a reread. Spooky season is coming. Yes, it is in a couple of months. I'm excited. I love spooky season.
Spooky season officially starts July 5th worldwide. Or United States wide, sorry. It officially, the official date is July 5th. So we're already in spooky season, so go right ahead, girl.
Nikki wants to know what was the question. So let me go see that because I said nobody cares. Wait, I went. It was this question, Nikki. What was really got to you? Did any parts make you cry?
Oh, I didn't tear up
There wasn't
anything.
any, obviously. Unless you want to answer the question, then feel free.
The only worrisome I had was towards Nico. And I wanted to beat the crap out of Enzo, so it's like,
Right?
Um, according to who, um, it was something I saw on Facebook and I looked it up. If you Google it,
Mhm.
I Googled it and I don't remember what article I read, but it stated that in the United States, spooky season starts July 5th. because that's in retail and things like that. They start putting out the spooky stuff, so it's officially been made. And I'm pretty sure all the gays band together and went, "Yes, we're gonna make this an official thing."
Right. Jay says I'll read more from her backlist, but I'm scared to read these new releases. Well, you at least try. If you don't like it, at least you try. That's what I'm gonna do. She her new book coming out in October. It's called The Boyfriend. I want to try it. See what.
That one does sound interesting.
Yeah, I'm excited for that one. Nikki said she DNF's at 50%. So when you get there, you'll know. Yeah, I think that was for the teacher. I think I told her why I DNF'd, and she agreed.
Oh.
Yeah, you guys have like the same opinions on a lot of things. I've noticed. But as one discussion I will not attend. I don't think we're actually going to have one.
No, I was joking about that. We have too many other projects coming.
Yeah, we have some new projects in the works. So there might be a special announcement in the middle of August. So keep an eye out for
that. You guys might fall along with us.
According to who, Clint? I'm not sure what this is referring to. You?
Oh, to the spooky season. The official day being July 5th.
I'm not complaining, but curious. Hey, Kay.
Hey.
Thanks for popping in.
Did you read the book? Did you rate it? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Because we all, like, our ratings all went down.
Right? Interesting. I thought it was all year round in the U.S.
I wish.
Saying hi. I love that. It's every day for me. Yep. I love the stuff that you put up in your place. It's so cool.
Yes.
Karina saying hey to Kay.
I mean,
remember to hydrate. Hug the like button. Thanks. Well, I don't have water, but I have tea, if that works.
I have my 7-Up Zero. And I'll hug you back. Hugging you hard, Christina. Oh, that hurt.
On the highs. Yeah. Love it. We're saying hi to each other.
My elbow popped. That hurt.
So, I'm going to take down this question. I want to know, if anyone's changed their rating, and if so, what to?
Tú está.
I think I'm doing the same. I started at 3.5, but I think I'm going down to a 2.
And I said mine was a soft 4, possibly 3.5 at the beginning, so.
Kay has not read this book.
Don't waste your time.
Yeah, I personally think it's the weakest. Talk Karina into a 1 star.
I can honestly say I can add this along with the Sarah J. Maas as one of the biggest disappointments of the year because of how excited I was for this.
Right.
For now.
Just kidding. She'll keep you at a 2. For now. Until she thinks about it later and be like, I think I'll go back down to a 1.
Karina, darling, if you're already pushing it, drop it. My brain went, do I care? We're dropping.
Hey, Jasmine. Have you read The Housemaid is Watching? Because everyone wants to know. A lot of us just dropped our ratings.
2 stars.
You're right. It's going down. Saying hey to everyone. Hey, Jasmine. Love that. That's Clint's dancing.
Sorry, my brain finished song lyrics with what Karina said. Sorry.
Oh, I don't mind. I thought it was great.
My brain instantly, when I see like lines and stuff, my brain will continue with song lyrics occasionally.
It cracks me up every time I see you there sitting dancing. I did not finish. I couldn't make it past the prologue. Point 0.5 star.
I mean, the two best parts were the prologue and the epilogue.
Well, I did tell her when she was doing sprints on her channel that I wasn't loving it. So I probably convinced her not to continue.
Jasmine, because you didn't read it, if you've ever watched Desperate Housewives, you're good. I used to be obsessed with Desperate Housewives, and last year, after watching Real Housewives and stuff, I had decided I'm gonna rewatch Desperate Housewives and try to get I missed that nostalgic feel. That
Right?
show, I could not. I made it 8 episodes in, and I went, I can't. This is too ridiculous. This is not the show I remember it being. This is just no.
Right. I couldn't even put on Goodreads recently because it couldn't go lower than 1 star. Well, you could just put in your DNF list. That's
Speaking
what
of
I do if
Goodreads,
I don't finish a book.
I'm going to the book right now, and we are rating it right now.
Which one? Oh.
Oh. What is wrong with Goodreads? You are not authorized to view this content? What?
I know there's a
Um,
bunch of people watching it. Is anybody watching that's not commenting that wants to comment? If you haven't, just because I'm curious to see if there's anybody else weird that I'm not aware of. That does happen sometimes.
did Ray read the book?
He did not.
Okay.
I don't think he even read the first one.
Oh, okay.
The first one
Good.
is personally the best in my opinion, and then the second book um is close. It's like a close second. However, this one is way down at the bottom. I'm changing my rating to a 2 star. Maybe I'll do that
And
right.
my description for the book,
Yeah.
I just rated it as 2 stars. I was like, this is a Wattpad retelling of Desperate Housewives. Girl, bye. Just because Jay kept saying it, I have to add it. Girl, bye. It didn't seem right not adding it.
Right. I'm going in right now and changing my rating and fixing my review.
The one thing I do hate about this is this little read along that we did is
Yeah.
ending on a sour note.
Yeah, it's kind of sad.
But in 2 days, we're starting
Fiction Falls
Fiction
Academy.
Falls Academy.
And
So
that's
maybe we'll
exciting.
get some high ratings.
Yeah, I hope to see a lot of you there because we're excited.
I hope we get to see you roaming the halls.
This is getting roasted. Right? Maybe enough. Yep. Unfortunately, this book wasn't for everybody. However, I hope we're doing welcome sprints on my channel on Thursday for Fiction Falls Academy, and I am super stoked. I think I'm gonna start welcome sprints with rereading Bring Me Your Midnight because it fits for the school grounds prompt, and I've been wanting to reread it anyways, and I'm hoping it'll help me get back into the reading spirit because I've not been wanting to read so much lately because books have just not been hitting for me as much. Except I did recently read House of Bane and Blood. Gave that one 5 stars. That one was a new favorite of the year. And
I
I'm
just
reading the second book currently, but I haven't been reading as much because I haven't been like so much in the reading mood.
I
But I am excited to go back to rereading Bring Me Your Midnight because I'm hoping that will get me back in the reading spirit. I'm
I
hoping.
downloaded House of Blood and or Bane and Blood on KU. I can't promise I'm gonna get to it anytime soon. We got to get through August's TBR,
Right,
which will be up tomorrow. And I'm now interested because I know Nikki's loved it and you've loved it. So now I
right.
need to know why. And unintentionally, I'm buddy reading Bring Me Your Midnight as well.
All right.
I may have to start that one depending on where I'm at.
Well, Korea's also rereading it, so might as well join us in the rereading spirit.
It may be my second one because Nikki gifted me Artemis Fowl's first book, and for some reason, every time I look at my TBR for next month, that's the first one that I'm like, I have to read that right now. I needs to know.
Right.
So
Did you say you read House of Bane and Blood? Yes, I did actually. I borrowed it off of KU since I have KU for 99¢, and I just was in the a Patreon chat with Bree for 4 parts of the book, and she also was reading it, and she loved it because she was feeling 5-star energy. So I decided to borrow it on KU and try it for myself, and I read it like I stayed up all night reading that thing. I loved it. I gave it 5 stars.
I was
And
gonna
I'm
buy
currently working on the second book in that series.
I was gonna buy the book, but then I went, let me read it on KU, and then if I love it, we'll purchase a copy.
Mm,
Because I kind of
yeah,
want the hardback edition over the paperback. Because
yeah. The
also
hardback looks really. I've
pretty.
seen. I think Kehlani has the hardback too.
But the
Pretty
spine,
sure.
I saw someone put it on a shelf with the spine, and I was like, that is a really appealing spine that I really want on my shelf.
Yes, I did read it. Pick that up next month too. Nice. Nikki be in the same boat. I don't know if I can even count as a DNF for me since I didn't even make it to chapter one. How can you DNF the prologue? That was probably the most interesting part. I think I'm going to start the month off in the middle of the night, I think. Nice. I also
Ooh.
um, plan on reading that with you guys, so I'm excited for that.
Starting off with one of your book club books so that you'll have it read well in time for the live show. Go, Nikki.
That's far enough. I love that book. I can't wait to pick up book two. Nice. Uh, Laughing at Korea. I'm still in Quicksilver Heaven. I can reread that right now, honestly. You like the one by Kelly Hart? You already read that? That was fast. I plan on I think I'm buddy reading that with Sam and Karina. Well, it's September that is. Uh yes, two. I'm glad you loved it, Jasmine. Nice. Jasmine is still on cloud nine. I am just excited for it. Nice. Yeah, I finished it this morning. Nice. Yay, cannot wait for September.
I mean,
Hmm.
I'm
What did you
currently.
think of it, Jasmine?
This is what I'm currently reading
Al Kennedy, the mistake.
because
It's an
after
off-page mistake.
this, I
Mhm.
needed some like easy hockey romance.
Nice.
So I'm almost done.
Uh, I've decided I was like years ago I was never gonna read Elle Kennedy, and I stuck to that. I have never once read her.
I started out reading Serena Bowen and Elle Kennedy together with the Him series and Top Secret.
Mm.
And I'm like, now my brain is like, I want to read Elle Kennedy and I want to read Serena Bowen by themselves more and love them. And I'm in hockey heaven. Apparently, this is my favorite sports to read about.
Hockey.
Oh, apparently, I have DNF'd baseball, couple of baseball ones, unless it's queer. Well, no, I have
Well, then you have
DNF'd
to
a
be
queer
Mile
one.
High.
I have DNF'd a queer one because that one gave me the ick. When you read Mel romances, sometimes they're either written for the audience to enjoy and love, or there's the ones that are written for those who fetishize gay men, and it's just icky.
uh, yeah. I might try. I think I might try to see if I can fit in pucking around for August, maybe.
It's so good.
So I
So
know you and
good.
the girls are like, are really enjoying that. So I'll
It is
definitely
so
have.
worth all almost 700 pages. Listen,
It's a
it is
long
worth
one, but I'm willing
oh,
to give
so
it a shot
good.
because Kaylani gave it to me for my birthday.
I have read um that One Night Only, which is the prequel.
Mm.
Then you've got Pucking Around, then Pucking Ever After Volume 1. Then I've read Pucking Wild. Then I've read Pucking Ever After Volume 2. And now I'm waiting on my pre order to come out in September of my Pucking Ever or my Pucking Suite. Because she turned it from an MFM to an MMF, and I'm like, yes.
Sounds right up your alley.
The first one is MMFM. Second one is MF. Third one is
Mm.
MMF. Then I think the fourth one is going to be MM, and the fifth one is going to be FM. As of right now,
So I'll definitely try and see if I can throw it in there for Fiction Falls somehow. I'm sure I can find a
and
prompt to fit it into.
Pucking Ever After Volume 2 is in my top 10 books of the year for like one line. It got a 6 star for like one line, and I can't not have it in my tops because
Nice.
they're my boys. I love my boys, and I want to hug them and love them forever. Just
That'd be
love
right,
them.
Nikki. It's worth a hike. Nice. Since I did get gifted Quicksilver, so I'm excited to read it.
I don't
And
know
then
what
Nikki loves a
Quicksilver
mistake.
is. I'm gonna look at
Yeah,
what
yeah.
Quicksilver is. Is it the one by Callie Hart?
Yes, by Callie Hart.
Um,
Nikki, you gotta read it. Karina and Amanda, I may join you on the read in September. You know what? We may have to like set up an Instagram chat where we can talk about it. Uh, uh, um, do I have you on there, Ted? I don't know for sure. I have to look. I think so. Maybe one of us could set up like a Instagram chat where we could talk about it as we read it in September. Mm,
okay, this sounds cute.
Nikki snagging it.
I prefer the KU cover over the paperback cover. Because
Mm-hmm.
this cover
Oh, I have a different cover.
is not as amazing as this gorgeous hunka man on the cover.
Yes, that's the one that I have.
But this new cover, girl, what'd you do? Who redesigned your cover because they
Looks
should
like
be
you need to
shot?
plug your phone in too.
I know.
Yes. Meet over here about to shove Quicksilver down and start to read. Well, looks like we're all gonna be reading it in September, so
So
we
do I
will
need to download it on
kind
KU and
of
join y'all?
yeah, might as well.
Might as well.
Might as well just add everybody to this.
Just remind me when we get closer to September to make sure I put it on my TBR.
Gotcha. Funny story. I already had it downloaded. LOL. I'll plug away at it and get back to you with thoughts, Jasmine. You know what's funny? You said funny story. I also have a funny story about Emily Henry on my Kindle, and I have not read it. I've heard really good things.
I mean, in September, I was thinking about doing a Kindle vlog of reading Kindle books for a couple of weeks. So, who knows?
Kingfisher. Is Kingfisher in the book? Because oh, is it or is it Fisherer? Like the way you say it. The
The
man, the
man,
myth, and the legend.
the man, the myth, the legend. Oh,
We went from not liking Housemaid is watching to talking about Quicksilver.
I mean, I could start talking about yours truly, which I'm still drooling over,
Oh,
and is
yours truly is amazing.
which knocked my favorite book out of the year down a peg because it's currently my favorite book of the year. The more I think about it, the more it
It's
has to
to
be.
me. It's my favorite. It's my favorite. Ugh, I can't talk today. It's my favorite Abby Jimenez book I have read from her so far. I love her books, but that one is like top tier for me. Yours truly. Is it like I love Part of Your World and I love Just for the Summer, but yours truly was like way up there for me. It's like top tier.
Yes, Karina,
I
it
cried buckets.
it knocked For the Love of Cain, God of Fury, and Goodbye Paradise down, which is saying a lot.
That's the man of the cover, Kingfisher. Ooh, well, good to know.
If he looks like
Excited.
that, ooh, I might enjoy it. Ooh.
Mm, yeah, but I also Abby Jimenez has a new book coming out next year, and already I want it.
I mean, I added her other series now to my wish list because I need all the Abby Jimenez in my life now.
Actually, I think Nikki gifted me the first book in her backlist series for my birthday.
Friend Zone.
I'm gonna use that for the art prompts for when we get to Fiction Falls. I'm gonna use I forgot what the title was. It's sitting over there under the TV.
The
But
Friend Zone.
yeah, the Friend Zone. That's it. Yeah, Nikki gifted it to me for my birthday. So I because it's an illustrated cover, I think that'd be perfect for the art prompt.
I'm using Just for the Summer for illustrated.
Which one?
So, Just
Let
for
me
the
see.
Summer.
Ah, oh yeah, Just for the Summer is amazing.
Um, I'm still shocked that both Abby and Lucy Score made it to my tops of the year list so far.
Wow, which Lucy score?
Um, oh, what's the title? It's the purple one. It's the third one.
The Things We Left Behind.
Yeah, Things We Left Behind. Because Sloane and Lucy, oh, I can't get them out of my head.
um, Lucian was my favorite character in the first book, so I'm really excited to get to that one.
Sloane is my favorite in the whole series, and I just love her and Lucy so much that they're amazing, and that book got 6 stars and is in my
Mm,
tops. I don't care if it's not going to be it's not my favorite, obviously, because
right.
yours truly is my fave, but it's
I still
just
need
weird.
I still
Them
need to read
two,
Things We Hide from the Light, and then get to that one.
before this year started, I did not expect books like Better Than the Movies, Yours Truly, or Things We Left Behind to ever make it to my tops of the year list.
And now
And
it
I'm
is
like, what is this?
right.
Because the way I I don't have those two in here and I haven't moved, but the way I have my books displayed are the ones that are out right there are my
Mm,
tops of the year list. But
wow.
yours truly and Things We Left Behind haven't been brought in here yet because
I,
they won't until I do my wrap up for this month.
I don't know if you've heard, but Things We Never Got Over is being adapted. So I assume the rest of the series will be as well at some point.
Cha, if we do not get the right Sloane and the right Lucy, I will be throwing fits. Listen.
I do want to read the rest of the series before the adaptation comes out.
Wait,
Personally,
you haven't read book 3 yet,
I've only
Karina?
read book one. I've only
But
read Things We Never Got Over.
Karina hasn't read book 3?
Wait, what? Am I
I
missing
picked
something?
up the whole series on all the besties recommendations and my mother's because after my mother read some Megan Brandy, she went on a Lucy thing. What? That I
Comments.
child
The power of Abby shines on. For real.
geez.
Abby stand for life. Yes. Abby. Well, in September, the friend zone will be getting read. Well, I'm
So
reading it
self
um,
note to
in
self
August. So.
purchase friend zone for September. Gotcha.
Things we left behind. Yep. Uh, yep, we're talking about that one. My baby Lucy. Look at these hot romances on the top.
I know, right? And my thrillers?
um, Nikki can reread the things we left behind right now.
I just need
Lucian has my heart.
the rest of the year a fantasy to make it to my tops of the year because there's not a single one there.
Right. Yeah, I need it. There's so many books to get to, for sure. Hi, Nat. Thanks for checking in. For those that don't know, I've been sick for this past week. I'm still a little bit sick, but not as bad as I was. This is Ray's aunt, Annette. She's we talk to her almost every day.
Aw.
Um, she moved from Florida to Maine, so it's been she's loving it up there. But we miss her down here. But she checks in on me all the time, so she knows I've been sick for this past week. But I'm getting there. I'm better than I was last week. I'm still a little bit stuffy and a tiny bit of a cough, but I'm taking medicine.
And speaking
Almost
of Ray putting up a video that was the sweetest thing ever,
right.
had me bawling at work because of all the cuteness and the sweetness and the adore. It was just so adorable.
Right. He felt so bad that I couldn't film because like I wanted to, but I couldn't because I wasn't feeling. I was feeling awful at the time, and I just didn't feel like doing anything. I had no energy, so Ray came up with the idea of doing it. So I'm like, sure, go ahead. So he filmed it. He had to do some reworking of some stuff. The editing process took longer than he thought it would be, but it was so sweet of him that he actually did it. And then I made the thumbnail and then
Aw.
posted it. And so far, I'm surprised at the traction it's been getting already.
Just saying how quickly I turned off the audiobook. The minute it posted, I went click, we watch.
Yeah, so Ray's video is already at 52 views and 7 likes. So that's pretty cool. And my
Yes.
Fiction Falls announcement that's 102 views and 11 likes. I'm hoping we get lots of participation for Fiction Falls.
Yes.
Mm, but
Especially
I still have
for
to read it. I read it a few times and it just keeps getting better. I love it so much, and Lucian. Yeah, I'm excited for the adaptation of the first one because I wasn't a huge fan of Nox, to be honest, but I like the rest of the characters, so I'm excited to continue the series.
I love
Because of the
my
way he treated
Noxie.
her, it was not cool.
Oh, I love my Noxie
I,
though.
I don't know if you saw it, Clip. I did a book review on it. It's on my channel.
I remember watching it. I'm just like, I love my Noxie though. I think book two is my least favorite in this series.
Oh, really?
Just because I don't really care about his brother.
Ugh.
It was cute and all, and it got a 5 star, but it's still like my least
Mm.
favorite. If I had to rank them, it'd go 3, 1, 2.
Well, I can't rank it until I read the other two, so I gotta do that still. It's damn it, it's because I stopped checking in on you. Do you even look at Goodreads?
Karina, do I remember what day it is most of the time? Listen, be glad I update my Goodreads.
Do not come for me. Use your resources, Clint.
I will come for you anytime I want because you'll come right back at me with something else.
Well, if you read what I know you're going to be reading it, well, hi, Ray's aunt. Yes, Ray was the cutest in that video. Loved it. He really was. He's the best. I'm so lucky.
Yes.
Mm. Ray is so supportive and so loving. It made me teary eyed when I was cooking the other day. Aw.
We
I
love
do
a
miss your comments on the videos, but I'm glad that you're still watching them.
we love a supportive partner.
I think me too. I think Nash and Luke are my fave, but I don't know something about uh oh, things you left behind. That's right. This does something to me. Gotta head out. So have a good night, everyone. See y'all
Have
soon.
a
See
good
you, Frida.
night.
I hope you stop by and on Thursday for when we have our sprints. For those that don't know, we will be starting sprints Thursday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Clint will probably be still working, but as soon as he gets home, he'll join in with us.
Yes, I'm debate. No, I can't because it's the first. If it wasn't the first, I would be like, I'm gonna go home on lunch and just pop open my laptop while I'm working. But it's the first. I have to run things. Yeah.
Nice. Always watching this one, always comment. Yes, I know
Same.
sometimes people don't always get a chance to, but I love seeing the comments, so it makes me feel good when I see them.
I will say I tend to watch almost everybody's videos. It's going to be really weird when I say this. I need help waking up in the morning, so while I'm taking a shower, a lot of times I have the video playing in the background,
Mm,
and then I forget to comment because I'm half
right.
asleep, but I've watched the videos. I'm like, I'm giving the views. At least they're getting the views. That's all that matters, and I'll go like the video
Right.
at least.
Yeah.
If I've liked the video, I've watched it.
And Nikki should be there on Thursday. Yay.
And then
So we're
Saturday,
very excited for
and then
6 o'clock
Join us
Academy to
on
start.
my channel
Mm.
for
I
more
hope you
reading.
guys loved our announcement videos for it because it was really fun making them.
Yes.
And I think that's all we've got for this live show. It's been almost 2 hours already. And in last little bit, we haven't even talked about the book.
Do we ever in these live shows? I feel like we tend to spend like 45 minutes to an hour just laughing.
Right? At least that's more fun than talking about a book we didn't like.
I mean,
But I think that's all we got for this live show. I hope everybody enjoyed being here and talking about the series with us. Unfortunately, this read along has now come to an end. However, even though this may be done, um, we still have more stuff coming in the works. So never stop watching because we always have more stuff coming. And wait and look out for that special announcement in the middle of August
So that you
because we
guys
have
can.
something very special coming to you guys for the rest of the year and hopefully more after in the new year. So stay tuned for all the fun stuff. And thank you guys for all being here. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, give our show a big thumbs up because we love that you guys were here. And if you want to see more bookish content, make sure you smash the subscribe button down below. Stick around for all my fun stuff. And then you can also, I will also link Clint in the description so you can go check out his channel. Oh, wait, this way. And we will see you all in the next one. So see you all Thursday. Bye.
And broadcast. And broadcast. And broadcast.